Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of a replay between Root QXC and Linko here in the Xel'Naga Caverns. Gonna go ahead and start it. There you go. Down goes that battlecruiser like I said moments ago. Those ghosts now trying to finish off the rest of those units. That one ghost I do not believe was able to get any nukes off anywhere. Oh, there is a nuke over here, so that nuke will fall down, destroying a lot of those SCVs there and taking down that refinery once again. So using this one location and able to get the site over here. However, Siege Tank simply walking up and dealing a lot of damage here. Ghost now trying to focus down some of those Siege Tanks. Those SCVs do move faster than Siege Tanks and were able to attack move against those Siege Tanks. So nicely done. Hero SCVs joining in on the fight, able to catch up to a Siege Tank and take it down. Once again, we now have SCVs on the move, trying to repair more and more of these Siege Tanks. There are a couple of ghosts activating this Xel'Naga Watchtower. That is a fair amount of ghosts. One nuke currently being armed. There is no nukes anywhere in those nuclear silos of those ghost academies just quite yet, as those Vikings are on the move in the air, trying to see what else they can do. It does not look like Root QXC's proxy starport has yet been scouted out into this location here. We do see more SCVs and now Linko trying to establish this orbital command off of these gold minerals. Normally, a planetary fortress is lifted or built into this location. However, this is not going to be the case, as Linko will need to reinforce and invest a lot more into trying to defend this orbital command once it lands. However, very important for Linko to take that third base. We can see Linko does not see any of the additional expansions now coming in, as Vikings are now being shooed away by Marines. No, Vikings going to go ahead and go into that grand mode, and take down more of those units. Once again, Ghost coming back in with that nuke, gonna start dealing damage once again. However, those ghosts need to pull back. It looks like, yeah, that one refinery was taken down, and orbital command taking 500 points of damage there. So that one orbital command already down to 1,000 hit points, and maybe subject to even more nukes. Ghosts need to pull back. Marauders need to pull back as well. Siege Tanks, Vikings are on the move back to the north in order to deal more damage. Root QXC now setting up double refineries here at this 3 o'clock expansion, and we'll get it somewhat saturated in just moments. And here we go, another engagement army-wise. Linko needs to make a lot happen with this push. He does have a stronger army at this stage, and now Vito's being disengaged and now trying to attack against this orbital command. Orbital command now once again on ground mode. SCVs and constantly repairing and now using massive numbers of snipes to take down a lot of those units. Vikings doing a lot of damage against that orbital command. However, that orbital command being repaired by a large number of SCVs. Scanner Suite quickly revealing the army here, and now once again being forced to pull back. So that one nuke most likely will get canceled by QXC. There it goes, is canceled. And then on the move, once again trying to deal damage. It does not look like there's concussive grenades on those Marauders, but the Marauders are able to deal a lot of damage across the Marines and the Marauders once again. QXC, couple idle SCVs over here, needs to start getting them to queued up and work. We see QXC now with a stronger army and sitting at 2,600 versus 1,950. Production-wise, QXC now getting Thors. So it looks like he's pretty much built everything except for a Raven and a Siege Tank. So with no Ravens and Siege Tanks just quite yet, or perhaps no Hellions were earlier in this game, I believe. So yeah, no Siege Tanks just quite yet. Vikings and Marines and Marauders on the ground, and now just continuing to build up more and more units, and Scanner sweeping into this location. He sees, and now getting another nuke down. I'm not sure if, no, that is a double nuke. So double nukes now being dropped into that location. He may not be able to see it. In comes more snipes, dealing more damage. Siege Tanks unable to see the ghost. One ghost now being decloaked. However, that is not the nuke that's dropping anything. And now in comes that double nuke, able to finish off the refinery and deal a lot of damage towards that orbital command once again, as those units on the move. So I'm dealing so much damage back and forth. And now these ghosts perhaps going to try to look and try to drop another nuke out of this location here. Army-wise, 2,350, 2,200 versus 2,100 once again. And another nuke being dropped on the backside of these mineral patches. And QXC, I believe he's going to lose sight in just a moment. However, still able to focus with that nuke. And that will drop out of the sky, dealing just stopping mining for just a little bit of time there. Once again, however, Linko now re-engaging over here. Command center, orbital command trying to lift off. However, there are a good number of Vikings pushing against that orbital command. That orbital command will take a lot of damage, and now a lot of SCVs in trouble. Will they be able to do any serious damage? Another scanner sweep, and in comes perhaps another nuke. Another nuke may be coming in, trying to take down this missile turret first. That missile turret is currently spotting, and in comes another nuke. However, that Ghost is awfully close, and it will get split and perhaps get within that blast radius very, very quickly, SCVs need to pull out of there. If he loses all of those SCVs from this nuke blast, that is going to be very, very bad indeed. Ghost was taken down there as Marauders and Marines pushing out in this direction, trying to deal more damage across those medevacs. So a lot of SCVs just soaking up a lot of damage so far. Will these SCVs be able to do anything else? Marauders and Marines now finishing off some of those Vikings. Vikings just simply walking in a single file line, or flying in a single file line, and getting shot down by those Marines. Marauders coming back over here, and it looks like Linko now mounting a comeback economically speaking, taking down one of those expansions early on. However, mass Marines and Marauders, Linko is behind and currently in that army count. But Linko training up a lot of units right now. Same thing with Root QXC. QXC now training up 3 additional Thors. So mass Thors are going to be coming in. Taking a look at the unit combination, we currently have 2 Thors and 2 nukes currently armed as well. QXC activating this Xel'Naga Watchtower, able to see a lot of the map so far. Marines and Marauders over here gonna get cleaned up by the rest of these siege tanks and SCVs. SCVs moving off and now trying to put pressure into this location. A second command center being built down in order to get a planetary fortress. However, that's going to be too little, too late. Most likely will get canceled or destroyed. So QXC going to lose this 400 mineral investment. There it goes, down it goes. And all of these SCVs have nowhere to run. These rocks have not been taken down. A lot of mules not being able to mine. However, there are now Thors engaging on this backside. Vikings on the ground do not want to try to engage. Siege tanks also getting blasted apart. Marines and Marauders finishing this off. There are a lot of medevacs in the air. However, not enough units to repair or not enough units to heal on the ground. So just a lot of SCVs here as QXC able to reestablish this expansion and start calling down more mules. You can see the economy 2,600 currently for Linko, as I believe, yeah, he has a lot of mules in this location, but those mules will all be coming offline in just a moment. And already down to 5 mineral patches here. A lot of mules have been destroyed here. 1 idle mule sitting there by QXC. As this game continues, both sides, Linko now producing a lot of units as well. Army 2650 versus 2250 by Linko. So and both sides still even. Weapons upgrade 1-1 for the infantry units, as we have I believe 0-0 Root QXC, and now no upgrades that I can see for any infantry units coming in from QXC. QXC doing some Thor ship dropping, making sure that they are just constantly taking damage, and then just continually trying to dropping 1 Thor, but 1 Thor ship was taken down together. EMP shockwave depleting all the energy on those ghosts, and with all those without those medevacs healing these units are going to be taking a lot of damage. 1 Thor does not have the armor upgrade, quickly getting taken down. Linko with that 1-1 upgrade able to hold on, and that Thor getting up to 12 kills already as SCVs coming off in order to, I guess, do some repair or move out. We do have more Marines and siege tanks moving off to the north side. Once again, will they be able to do any significant damage as a planetary fortress now established by QXC? And all strong planetary fortress SCVs will be able to repair it, and you can see all those Marines taking some of that splash damage very, very quickly. And now the siege tank needs a siege just out of siege range, or just out of range of that planetary fortress, and try to start fighting back. That Thor, however, wants to deal damage towards this 1 siege tank. The siege tank only takes, I believe, 3 shots here, and now sieging up. Marines and Marauders trying to fight back. Thor fighting back as well. Siege tank able to get up a couple quick critical blasts. However, the sheer number of QXC in this position, simply too much, and that siege tank will get taken down. QXC losing this expansion, and now Linko trying to reestablish it here. Linko now expanding into this location and this location as well. Should be getting a strong economic advantage as soon as he transfers all of these idle SCVs across the map. We do see a starport now with a reactor over here trying to build more Vikings and other additional units. Linko does see that there are tech buildings off in this location, so he may decide to try to clean those up in just a moment. QXC now moving around with so many of these Thors, unit combinations, 3 Thors, 2 nukes still armed, 14 Marines, Marauders, a lot of SCVs. Linko with the stronger economy at 74 harvesters. However, he does not have any gold mineral patches, and he's only mining off of 16 mineral patches so far. These mineral patches are nearly mined out, so I guess it's technically mining off of 19. QXC able to mine off of these gold mineral patches here, and now needs to transfer some of these SCVs over as well, and now continue to mine. Once again, continuing to engage. Linko moving out with these Marines and units, however, just getting caught out of position once again, losing out on that fight. QXC moving out with a very, very strong army of Marines and Marauders. Those Marauders do have the level 1 weapons upgrade, and now you're seeing the Terran vehicle plating upgrade for those Thors. those Thors are going to be able to have 2 armor, and that is a very, very high amount of armor to deal with for those Marines. The Marauders can cut through it a little bit more easily, and now siege tanks in position to try to blast against these units. However, a Thor ship drop coming into play here, and with nothing here, only 1 missile turret. That's going to be very, very bad. Dropping 3 Thors into that base. That 1 missile turret will get taken down very, very quickly. Thor is able to deal so much damage. You can see that siege tank quickly getting shot down. SCVs also getting quickly shot down as well. Marines trying to come in. However, the Thor ship's going to quickly drop. Those Marines don't stand a chance against a Thor ship. Quickly getting killed there. One of those Thors having 32 kills. Just a large amount of kills there, and now more missile turrets trying to be built, making sure that there's going to be no additional Thor ships coming online and then just running amok inside the space. The 250mm strike cannon, now being researched by QXC, will be able to stun buildings and stun units. Will be very, very strong against planetary fortresses, as I believe the 250mm strike cannon has a range of 7. So with a range of 7, we'll be able to stun this planetary fortress and then have that planetary fortress not be able to deal any damage. Perhaps try to come in with Marines and Marauders, and now in come these Thors. There are currently 4 Thors now moving out, and now these Thors are moving away. However, they're going to be moving straight into the missile turrets of Info Linko. There's going to be a very, very bad side. May end up losing any of those Thor ships, and now all those missile turrets are in trouble. Marines will be able to deal a lot of damage, losing one of those drop ships or medevacs currently in play, and losing a couple of those, trying to drop back onto that high ground, making sure that no Marines are able to deal any damage there. And in comes 1 Thor. That Thor now trying to deal back damage, or deal damage towards that planetary fortress. Range of 7 versus a range of 6. SCVs coming off the mineral line now surrounding the Thor. The Thor does have a natural 2 armor, so as SCVs only dealing 5 or 3 damage per attack, as the SCV is now falling back over here. Marines and Marauders, no medevac in play. Thor now just trying to blast away against the rest of those units. Those Vikings in that ground mode will simply be cleaned up very, very quickly. Once again, trying to fight back against more Marines and Marauders. More Marines and Marauders coming back over here, starting to blast away with those siege tanks. Those Thors will not be able to continue that fight there, and down goes that last Thor. There is one command center here by QXC. QXC loses that command center. Unable, I will assume he was trying to land it here, not knowing that Linko had a planetary fortress of his own off in this direction. Yeah, and those missile turrets were able to deal a lot of damage very, very easily. Mules now being called out of the sky. Marines and Thors once again on the move. 3750 mineral army, and now Marines just using Stimpack, trying to deal more damage towards these orbital command centers and finish this off, get within range of this planetary fortress. And now in come the Thors. The Thors may activate, yeah, going to activate the 250mm strike cannon, trying to finish out the planetary fortress. However, so many SCVs constantly repairing it, and so with so many SCVs constantly healing it, that planetary fortress is still online. So nicely done. And now in comes a move by Linko. So Linko now trying to put a move into this location here. Those siege tanks perhaps should try to siege up and start dealing damage towards this mineral line in this back location while cleaning up this orbital command. Stay tuned for part 3 of this replay between Info Linko and QXC here in the Xel'Naga Caverns.